seeing the 100% at the top of my tests was one of the best feelings I've ever had. Now I can have that on my video games. Are you kidding? This is one of the best feelings to me that I've ever experienced, being able to 100% a video game. And I've been thinking a lot about video game achievements the last couple weeks. Not just the fun of chasing them, but what they actually mean for the game that you're experiencing. Are they just like a little trophy you hit? Are they just like a little thing you do? Or can they help you change how you play the game? Is it something that we should see more of in modern day gaming now? I don't know. I'm here to talk about it. Now, I know back when I was younger, games, they used to have clear end points. Super Mario Galaxy, one of my favorite games of all time. You could get to the end. You could get all 120 stars. You could experience everything that the game has. There was a final challenge, a definitive you did it, you know. In Super Mario Galaxy 2, it was the perfect run, or whatever the name of it was, like the super cool guy galaxy, where you'd go and you'd have to do it on one hit. And I remember going with my brother. He'd have the second controller, and he'd freeze all the enemies so I could get through. And that kind of you did it, I think, sometimes can disappear. I think there are a lot of games these days where there's not a specific point where, you know, you've done it, you've gotten to the end. And I think live service games especially have this issue where developers want so much content in their games that they don't actually want people to ever have the, you know, I did it, I completed everything sense of finality, you know. But achievements in single player games, they could do that. You could complete everything that you wanted. Now, I've thought more about the different kinds of achievements that you can come across. I know in a game like Batman Arkham Asylum, which I've just recently 100%ed, such a fantastic game. Some of the achievements require you to do the combat and predator challenges in those games. And if I had just gone through the main story of the game and gotten all the Riddler trophies, I would not have understood the depth of the combat system. And so striving towards the combat medals and the combat achievements for Batman Arkham Asylum actually opened up my range of understanding this game, understanding the complexity of the incredible combat system in that game. And it's a shame because sometimes these kinds of achievements, ones that can adapt your skill and improve you, can sometimes be missed. And sometimes there are achievements that feel like an artificial grind. I was playing Among Us, kind of getting back into it with a group of my friends, and I wanted to see what it would take to 100% it, because I've been on that completionist grind set. And there's an achievement to get 500 kills. That's just so many. And I understand for an online game where you would have to, you know, play it over and over and over with a lot of different people and a lot of different times and slowly chip towards and work towards this achievement. But to a certain degree, this is just a grind. And there are certain achievements that are just little grinds. Do X thing this many times. And speaking of multiplayer games, sometimes multiplayer games can have some of the most insufferable achievements. For example, my friend Nathan, he went through Doom 2016 and he wanted to get 100% because he loved the game. And he recounted that the multiplayer achievements in that game were some of the worst achievements he would ever have to struggle with in his life. And it's because things when you're playing online, they can't always be confirmed. Some multiplayer achievements do work. I know Payday is a series where a lot of the time the different people in your crew need to work together to complete some kind of objective. For example, completing the jewelry store heist as fast as you can within a certain amount of time. And without other people helping you, you can't do that. And that adds some rich complexity to the achievements in that game. But sometimes they're a little too hard, and if your game doesn't have a community, then you'll never be able to complete those achievements. I think it's interesting because having well-set achievements, they can make a game feel more complete, rather. But sometimes they also leave you wanting more. I know for me with Batman Arkham Asylum, it was an incredible game and I loved it, and I'm excited to go play the next games in the series. But for a game that maybe doesn't have another one in the series, you're left wanting more. And I think that's interesting that players can actually create their own achievements when it comes to this. People try to say, you know what, I'm going to set an achievement of I'm going to try to get through this portion of the game as fast as I can, or I'm going to try to get through this game as fast as I can. And well, speedrunning was born from that. So I think it's interesting how some of the best achievements can actually inspire new challenges rather than just being checkboxes to complete. And just looking back on how achievements have changed, the things in games now, I wonder, what are achievements going to look like in the coming years? What kinds of tasks we're going to have to complete? I know that they can make a game feel nice and good. It's good. I like number. I like knowing I did all the things. And I think when achievements are done right, you can really bring back the old school satisfaction of actually finishing something. And I love how they can teach us new mechanics, push us to master a game, and sometimes even communities are built over these made achievements. So that's it. These are my thoughts. I'm experimenting with these little video templates. I don't know, you guys have probably noticed I had some scripts for some, like the last 2 videos. I made one on the idea of a throwaway channel, and I made another one on video game commentary being soulless. And I'm just kind of experimenting with this. This video was not scripted. This video, I had an outline of the different things I wanted to yap about. And if you've gotten this far, you're hearing me that I'm doing this. But it's fascinating. And I'm interested to continue to go through and learn more about this whole video thing. But guys, thanks for watching. And if you want to hear me yap, well, better believe I'll be yapping. So, okay. Bye-bye.